Hey guys, Barbara here from barepantryshow.com. You guys notice that I'm saying that a lot lately, barepantryshow.com? It's because I want you to find my website so you can pick up my books and Joe's little trucks and when he has those fruit bowls in stock, alright? So what are we doing today, Country Joe? I have Country Joe with me today. What are we doing?
Folks, today we're making some tamales.
For lunch, right?
For lunch.
So it's another Saturday, another cheat meal day for me where we're making something fun. You're watching The Bare Pantry Show. Welcome to the Bare Pantry Show. If you want to learn how to cook in simple steps and have your dishes come out great the first time, then you're in the right place. Learn to make restaurant-style meals, comfort foods, and authentic Belizean dishes from basic ingredients. So let me tell you what happened so far, guys. We had some chicken thighs left over from another meal that I made a week or so ago. I think it was the same tamales. I was testing the small recipe, and it's been in the freezer. Joe took it and thawed out yesterday, and he went ahead and he peeled the skin off, took off all the fat. There were only 4 thighs, but they were so big and fat that he did what? Tell me what you did to the thighs.
Cut them in 2, so we have like 8 pieces. But if you want to put 2 pieces in, that's up to you.
Well, we want to do like 5 tamales, so we're going to see how we stretch it. So go ahead, baby. Don't let me stop you. So that's what Joe did so far. And meanwhile, I was chopping up some onion and a little bit of tomato. The tomato was bad. I have some little cherry ones, but I don't want them for this. And then some cilantro. And the cilantro I had to salvage too. That's why the show is called The Bare Pantry Show, right?
That's all you got? No more?
Hmm?
You got no more?
No more what?
Cilantro.
I don't know. I don't want to check that fridge. I just don't want to. It's horrible. So what I'm doing.
Sneezing a little while with this black pepper.
Back up, back up. You can't cover your face with a sneeze. You see why I not eat out the street? And I don't eat from nobody? You see what he did just now, right? I'm gonna leave all of that in. So anyways,
I can't deal with black pepper.
He's putting the spices on here. I put a little bit of warm water on 1.5 pounds of masa, and I had it separated because I used it before for panades, right? So this lasted a whole week because we did this last Saturday, and here's another Saturday coming. So Joe can't really go work at a restaurant because the spices get him. How come I didn't sneeze?
He's seasoned to this.
I'm seasoned to it. So I have 1 pound. This is a half. That's 1 pound over there. I really think I might put a little bit more in this. Let me stretch over you, Joe. So he's putting onion powder, garlic powder, salt, black pepper, ricotta, no onion powder. Let me just scoop a little bit in here. I don't think I need a lot for the outside part. That's the outside part of the tamales. This is the inside part of the tamales. I'm just going to go ahead and squish it up, and I do put this through a strainer, okay? So let me go ahead and wash my hand, and then we're going to move on.
Yeah, I'll be back.
He has to go blow his nose now because he sneezed. Woo. We're going to move on into stewing the chicken. Really and truly, guys, when you're going to do tamales, especially Belizean tamales, you should really cook. You should really cook the chicken the day before. Either do the caul the day before or do the chicken the day before, but don't do all of it on the same day, especially when you're trying to make it for lunch and you're hungry like we are right now, okay? So Joe's gonna come back. He's gonna be handling the chicken while I'm gonna be handling this part. So I'm gonna grab a saucepan so I could put it here, or a pot, a 5-quart pot, and we're gonna go ahead and start with the onion and the cilantro. All right, so let's go over to the stove.
We need a new stove, people.
You see that embarrassment? So what I have here is a little bit of water in this, I think a 4 or 5 quart pan. Joe put some vegetable oil in that big pan just now. He did not even, it's olive oil? Olive oil. He did not even allow it to really get hot. And he's putting in the pieces in. You don't have to. He says you don't have to. And we're going to brown the meat. So that's what the ricotta. Did you guys hear that? This is a residential street with young little kids. So anyways, we're gonna brown the chicken. We're gonna cook the chicken entirely, okay? We're not gonna cook it half, we're gonna cook it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my onion and my cilantro. The tomato goes in last, the very last thing to go in. Oh, we're gonna need peas and carrots. And I do know that they sell this small can of peas and carrots, but I only have a big can. So I'm gonna use half in this recipe and put the half up to do potato salad, okay? That's another day. Instead of straining this into the hot pot, I'm straining it off to the side before. Joe's chicken is looking pretty good right now, guys. It's cooking and my water is reducing with the onion and cilantro, and Joe tells me he wants us to try something different today. He wants us to put some of the gravy from the chicken into the caul. I think some people do that. I've never really done that, but I think some people do that. So I'm not gonna put my thing in yet, but just in a little bit. And what I did just now was put my outside part of the caul in this pot. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the simmer back here. Let's get a little bit of oil, some extra virgin olive oil. I think some people put shortening. I think if I book, maybe I have shortening, but no, you can change up the fat. A little touch. And then a touch of salt. So a little bit on the outside, so let's not put too much salt. Let's say half a teaspoon. Remember my things Joe bought from you guys? Yes. Let's say about an ounce. Just let this cook. I'm gonna taste it for salt too. Okay, I put a half a teaspoon of salt, and I found the peas and carrots. I'm gonna use half of this tin. Let me open my can of peas and carrots, and remember I'm just going to use half the tin. Time to add the masa to the pot, and because I strained it before, it's not going in lumpy. This is some hot tomato sauce from El Pato. This is a trick that I learned from my mom. It'll give it some color and some heat. So this has to thicken up a lot more, okay? Now the outside part is done, and what Joe's going to do now is add the gravy to this like he spoke about earlier. So a few pot spoons full of the gravy. Now it's time to add salt and pepper to taste. I always start with 1 teaspoon of salt and half teaspoon of black pepper and then adjust it. I've added the peas and carrots and the tomato. Now it's time to taste it. Now let's assemble the tamales. So I'm rubbing some of the outside part on the foil and then adding some of the caul, and then a couple pieces of the chicken. I'm not going to be using the banana leaf because it's too much work and it's only a few tamales, so I don't want to have to go buy that whole stash because they sell it by a lot, you know. So let's do another one. Rub the white part on, and like I said before, some people will make that more into a ball and then squish it flat. I don't do it that way. Put the meat. A lot of people like pork tamales too, but I don't like pork, so I always make chicken. Let's go ahead and fold. I'm trying to speed up the editing here. Okay. Now it's time to put it in my big pot. Fill the pot with water, well, to cover the tamales. And of course, stupid stove won't light, so now it's ready. And once this starts boiling, then I'm going to set the timer for 1 hour. An hour later, let's see. Yeah, these are done. So let's remove them. Put my towel here, put my plate, you know, just for the heat and the counter. And then get all 5 pieces out. I'm going to allow this to cool down before I open it up, and I'm rushing it still warm. So we want to taste. It's so good. A lot of people ask me, especially American people, why do you put the chicken in there with the bone? Well, as Belizeans, this is how we know it, and we like to like suck on the bone and stuff. But you can definitely pick it off the bone and put it in there, and it's still fine. I've done that before too, okay? This is my tamales. I'm gonna eat this with a garden salad. And the chicken is the protein, the masa is the grain, and the garden salad is the vegetables. I'm still on my eating plan. And if you hear noise over here, Joe started to cook another meal. Joe ain't playing. Joe says, I'm tired of going for these bike rides And then when I come back home, there's no food to eat. So he's cooking another meal right now. You're probably not gonna see this as a show. But here we go. Another Saturday where Joe hung out in the kitchen with me and we made tamales together. He's running the camera right now. I love you guys for watching. Don't forget. Go ahead. No, you were gonna say something?
No, I'm thinking that record, but you do.
He thought it wasn't recording. And he doesn't say record, he said record.
All right,
Record.
Let's go on.
Thank you guys for watching, liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Remember, guys, we are not buying this book. Because if you do, the only people that are making money from that book are my ex-distributor and Amazon. Pick up this book instead. This is my Belizean cookbook. It has 120 authentic Belizean dishes that I've done on the show already, but now you can have it in print so you can follow along and your dishes will come out perfect each time. Hot off the presses, this is my second cookbook, guys. It's called the Pantry Laid Bare, and I named it that because I laid everything on the line when I picked the recipes for this book, all right? 111 delicious dishes from basic ingredients. To purchase, just check below on any of my videos and you'll see the different methods of payment and also the shipping. Thanks, guys.
Won't you come and try this warm delight? This is the Bare Pantry Show.